Well, here we go. It is map 2 between Big and OG. OG unable to replicate past performances against Big. They got crushed on Dust 2, but it is a new map. It's a new day. We'll see if on the T side they can find some success, at least in the opener. That is this T side. And Issa will find that headshot, which will put Big on the back foot, but they may want to take initiative here. They're still out there looking for those duels, and OG are quite happy with that.
It's a good angle held by Xantares, but will he be ready for the headshots? He's going to slip away. Actually, Issa, I don't know. Going to miss each other. That's quite an angle from Tizian, and it's not a good one. All that timing's super weird, though. You can't be expecting that. That's a disaster. That's a complete disaster on the entire A-bomb site for Big, and it's just unfortunate timing, which led to holding a pixel angle to the left of Apps when they thought the right was clear because Xantares just left it, just missed each other, ships in the night and all that, and that leaves a 5 versus 1 where they have sent scouts. They sent the probes out to uncover the darkness and see if the area is clear, and once they find that out, they'll rotate all but one.
Yeah, just Keto now, 1v5. It's a dire situation, and it'd be nice if he, at this point, could just find a couple of kills, keep that armor intact so that he has an easy buy into the next round. We challenge here, lost that armor, and he's able to find 1 kill off the situation, but it was likely never really going to be going his way. But that's the start that OG needed in this game. And BK continuing his performance from the previous map. Issa and Valde, that actually feels pretty representative of who popped off on the last map in general for OG.
It's perfect.
Yeah.
There you go. It's perfect. That's what you want to see. If you're OG, if you're rooting for that comeback into this series, you want that third map, you want that Mirage. This is how things need to go for OG. That said, it's a good HE. Anticipating Citizen's aggression, one way or another. But yeah, that said, OG have to convert this round. The force buys, we know the force buys are really difficult to deal with, especially on Inferno, and they are gaining good ground here towards the site. It looks like they're kind of committed into this B push. They do have a lurk on the other side of the map, but they want to force the issue here. MBK's the one to get the opening pick, but Keto's causing problems. He's got that Deagle playing for the back of the site, but he will be taken down. 3 versus 3. This is definitely not a done and dusted round just yet.
Alexi B and Mantu are very vulnerable at the moment. They have targets on their backs. Just one meat shot and they are going to be on a plate. Issa will try to hold things down from Banana. Keeps all his health, which really changes things. Deagle and the Scout and a refreshed smoke, a deep one. Should even make it hard to really do anything here. And Big will fall back. Xantares trying to hold on to his Kevlar and Deagle. And Citizen with the Scout. These two could do plenty, a little more showing presence before they fall away. And OG will do the same. It could have been a lot hairier for them, but they're able to escape unscathed enough to not be too bothered. On to the next one.
Next round, now.
You just can't count Big out if Xantares has a Deagle, so should be a clean round against most teams, but we've seen what this guy's able to do. And until he's stopped, you have to sweat just a little bit for OG. But this may be a round that they can loosen up a little bit in terms of just getting a couple players involved, making sure that Montu can get off to a good start. That is something that I'm sure is a priority for OG here. Making sure that their star opper, can get himself going in this game. If he wasn't able to hit that mental reset button on his own, this is an excellent round to help him out.
Certainly is. Citizen with that Scout still offering a dangerous presence in the rounds. Never know which corner he's going to be lurking around. Looking for the quick jiggle peeks. And then boom, you lost 80 health. But OG are taking things slowly. They know they have to convert this round, and they need to do so as cleanly as possible. They lost quite a few players in the previous one. Trying to force out the utility if there's any remaining on the CT side. We can obviously see that there is none. And going for the wrap around Arch and Long. This is a classic foolproof way to take the A site. But this is that problem I was talking about. It's going to be Issa that gets tagged, but everyone else is fine. And it's looking really good here. 5 versus 3. CTs are locked out of the site now. And again, if OG survive with the 5 players, they've done the job they needed to do here.
Get to reload.
It's all fine. It's all fine.
Yeah, it was a little hairy there in the apartments, but clean 5-0, or 5 players alive, that is, on the side of OG. Tech pause, though, coming out. Looks like there's a disconnect from Surson. So we'll wait for him to return.
Classic restart of the game. You know, maybe you're 0-4, 0-3. You kind of feel bad, you just rejoin the game. Get that refresh, renewal.
Is that what you do?
Sometimes.
I have done.
I start, if I'm 0-7, I'm hitting retry. If I'm 0-7, I'm hitting retry.
Maybe I should do that. Maybe I should start doing that. Let's introduce more ticks into my game. It's like the big QQ.
And then people like,
QQ with a caps lock.
You come back with cheats? What happened? What's
Yeah,
going on?
It always
that retrying console.
It's the mental break, perhaps, that the other team just thinks, oh, what's he doing now?
What's he up to?
Yeah.
I remember actually Jason last show match, or one show match, he bound my mouse 1 to kill. Unfortunately for him, he bound loads of my keys to kill, but my config is read only, so I just executed it and it was fine. But binding like a mouse 2 to retry or something would be pretty fun.
Yeah, I feel like he was more subtle with it.
Mouse
like a
wheel
key
out.
that you'd only use, like your Molotov bind. If you could figure out what that was, then there's no way that you would have noticed. Because unless you're throwing Molotovs in warm up.
I think James is the type of guy to throw Molotovs in warm up.
Maybe there's a small risk.
No. I don't. I just stand AFK and warm up unless I'm getting repeatedly shot, and then I'll, deal with that.
Assert your
Practice
dominance.
a grenade. If I'm on stream, I'll demonstrate some kind of grenade or something.
Man,
I'm feeling generous.
So Jason basically overplayed his hand massively. That's unfortunate. That would have been so good.
Well, if my config wasn't read only, I might have caught 1, but he did like 5 different keys.
That's what I mean. Yeah.
So the last time these two teams played, it was actually the same veto, and Big won on Dust 2, and then lost Inferno and then Mirage for OG to win the series 2-1. And OG are putting that into play right now, or at least they're attempting it. See if Big face the same fate. Utility, down banana. Valde will dodge it. And it doesn't look like Big are actually too interested in contesting this position. It'll still bait out utility from OG. They have to do their due diligence in regards to this position, where frequently players will be contesting from sandbags in the corner. Big here seem to have settled in. Now it looks like they'll try to find some other map control, likely towards bracket, to just push back the Big side, keep them honest. Force them to perhaps overextend at some point in this round.
One minute on the clock. We still have 2 smokes for Big on Keto and Xantares. 1 towards B, 1 towards A. 45 seconds on the clock for OG. You still have pretty reasonable map control. There's no info for Big towards top mid. Now, Sisson is towards long, so I can't expect him to re-peak top mid again. When you've got a sniper short at this range, then they may go for a short play. But there's a big execute from OG towards the A bomb site, but there's no one actually behind it. There's a Molotov on short. You can see him just creeping in. Perhaps they're still going to find something in the smoke. Bombs on the floor as well. That's going to allow some time for rotation, especially with that Molotov. They're kind of stuck here. 15 seconds to clear the site and try to plant a bomb. This execute doesn't look like it's going far. East is already trying to save, getting taken out towards top mid. Then it's a complete execution in the pool. Big, a 500 HP round for them. They don't take a single point of damage.
That's impressive. That's actually absolutely impressive not to take 1 point of damage.
That's rare to see on a full gun round.
Full gun round. Oof. That's a great hold, though, by Big. The counter utility from Big just really delayed OG so much that they were forced to make a move with like 15 seconds left.
So 3-1 now, as Big have managed to find their way onto the scoreboard. OG would do well to make sure that Big don't find any momentum. And look at this passive approach from Big here. They may be thinking about a retake setup on this position. That's the smoke that Alex was talking about previously. And so they have their own spin on the retake setup with a deeper smoke that goes towards the logs. And you can see LXCB can actually see over this smoke, so maybe it's a little bit too deep, actually. And this is an important move here from OG. They challenge that smoke. And, you know, one of the points of doing it like this for Big is to hold on to more utility. And at the minute mark, we actually see that they have a lot of they still have 4 smokes left. So that's actually huge for Big to have so many smokes at this portion of the round. They just tossed 3 immediately, though, as I said that, I think. Yeah, apartments, banana, and long.
Oh, looks like it'll be an R-trap strat coming out from OG, but they're actually able to find a pick early on towards that short position. It just leaves Tizian in graveyard now, and oh, he's getting walled by Montu. An excellent way to get that op involved. Talked about how difficult it can be on the T side to find any success with that weapon, especially when pushing into a bomb site, but Montu makes it work. Actually offers up an opportunity for OG that otherwise wouldn't be there. And it looks like a pretty clean A-take coming out from OG, all things considered.
I feel like this round from OG suggests to Big that Big need to play a little bit more aggressively, either for banana or for top mid, just because the way that OG entered the bomb site there was really well done, actually, in terms of how they entry different angles, how they took angles from apartments first, and then denied the cross shots as they go across from porch into the site and so on. Just there's a very good coordination, pacing, timing, just all of it was very good. So usually if a team's that effective, you want to either stop them from getting there, or by taking fights earlier in the round, or you change your site setups. So I don't know which one it is for Big.
I feel like Big will likely opt for the 1-4 now. Try to take that early banana control. Doesn't even need to be necessarily with 3 players. They've been finding good space there early on with just their light set of utility. Maybe just post up Surson with the op later on in the round, but they need to harden up that A defense, as you mentioned. They need to find some kind of way.
Surson's actually gone glass cannon here as well, and he's got no utility except a single flash. It's worth bearing in mind. It may encourage Big to be more active on one part of the map.
Oh, wow. They are very active towards alt mid right now.
Oh, yeah. They've taken full control. And they're going to rotate somebody to assist the B push, as they know it has to be B now, so they can contain OG on banana until the point at which they force the issue into the site. This is really tough as well, because if Big know all the lineups for their utility, they can actually get some nasty nades on OG here as they look to try to push in, but it's actually very labored.
So he's trying to make his way through the smoke, and he'll be successful. Lots of variance that he had. Tizian coming in from the back and pulling a grenade out just as Issa emerges from the smoke. Can't have had good information with all those smokes up, but this is turning around into a 2-on-2. Unbelievable. Big had so many players on this B bomb site. The flank being taken out now changes a lot. The bomb can potentially get planted if Zantares will be covered by Issa just about. That was a close one. And Searson versus 2. Now he has a good idea of where both players are. Thank you to that. Actually, no, they knew Issa was there anyway. So he needs to try and find the first player, but surely the second kill is guaranteed, not even required, as Valde will do the job. I can't believe they lost that round, Big.
Yeah, that's crazy. Maybe that OG should go to banana more often.
Yeah, Tizian has to be kicking himself after being on the flank and pulling out a nade there. That could have been a huge win condition for Big, but OG still able to pull that one off, and man, that was looking dire. Big had all of the information, and they are definitely a little bit upset with themselves, the fact that they weren't able to convert that.
Yeah, it's going to be a costly round. The Big cannot get a full buy out of this round, so it'll be up to them to do maybe either a force buy or just a half buy with pistols. It looks like they're going to do a light half buy with some nades, utilities, a couple deagles. Oh, MP9, why not throw that in there? You got the money.
So this is the start that OG certainly needed. And I feel like this really helps to wipe away some of the issues of the last map. That said, you know, Mantu's role with the AWP will be really critical once they switch on to the second half. So I'll be curious to see if he's able to have a better performance as well. Nice early pick there from Tizzy. And a forward setup here from Big is going to make life a little bit complicated for OG. They have the majority of the push towards this B side. They really have to just commit this in hard. They're at a 3 versus 5. Guns will be collected towards second middle. And okay, that's good here for Valde and OG. They've got the bomb side under control. The question is for Big. Do they want to try to ship it in 4 versus 3 with what they have? Or do they want to save some of these guns and armor into the next round? Okay. I think they're going to go for it now.
Yeah. Excellent shot there. But now 2v4 situation. Valde and Alexi B on the bomb site. They need to try to lock it down, but Surson pushes through the smoke with perfect timing to find one. It forces Alexi B to push on forward, but it's still a one-on-one situation. Surson does have the op. Oh, and he's just sticking it. The 10-second defuse, looking for something here. Alexi B knows he has to peek eventually, and he will find the kill there and recovers the op as well. But that was a very expensive round for OG.
Yeah, that's so perfect because OG's economy.
Storm.
Yeah. What James was about to say.
They can do that.
Storm? Is a storm coming? Is that what you said?
Lucky for them, they're on the T side. Xantares has been a slow start for him. He's got all of 1 kill in these 7 rounds that have come and gone so far. Just been a rough across the board, really. Quito is the only standout. Everybody else is just taking it in the face for Big. They'll start with 3 players towards Banana Big, so they will have to take in mind some aggression from Tabson, but Valde will be able to kill him despite the flashbang. So that's some early aggression that's failed for them, and now they've got a 4 versus 5 and a lot of time for OG to try and capitalize on this. So I do wonder if Assassin or such will try to make an aggressive play somewhere to make up for this early lost man. 4 and 4, should I say.
So one of these really typical situations on Inferno. 2 on Banana, 2 on Pits. Actually, well, we've got Citizen on Porch looking for an aggressive shot before falling back to the sites. And now it's a more typical setup, but with that information, we do get the rotation coming out of Xantares to assist the safe site. So OG will make their way forward. They're taking a lot of damage here. Tizian takes down MBK as well, and this is not looking good here for OG. They have to consider what their plan is right now because getting the bomb down seems rather unrealistic. Unable to get out the choke points. Mantu's all that remains here with this AWP. He's looking to try to keep it out of the hands of the CTs. I think if he dropped this AWP to them, they would certainly run that double AWP setup, get Quito on the second one. So it's imperative that Mantu find a way not to give up this AWP. 20 seconds to survive. And there is one person hunting him. Nice shot, though, from Mantu onto Quito. And he'll be good to go now. So Big pick up a second rounds.
Big have felt like the team that have been winning the info wars throughout most of these rounds. It's surprising that they haven't converted more off of it, but it also feels like they're finding their stride now. That was a really clean hold from the players on that A bomb site. They shut OG completely out of that round, and OG, they've had an approach that has placed a lot of players with no lurk in many of these situations thus far. There hasn't really been too many contingency plans beyond the initial hit. It's been a little bit one-dimensional in terms of how they're setting up for the play itself. It's rarely any kind of split. It's mostly just every player funneling into a choke point. And I'm curious if Big are recognizing that just yet, or will OG change it up regardless. But, oh, flash off of the angle. Surson, though, pushing on forward. There's another flash, though, and Valde's able to take his life. That is excellent procedures from OG. And oh, another flash to get Valde on forward. It's a shame he wasn't able to dodge it, as he likely could have found another kill approaching this B site. tabseN, though, lies in wait now with Keto.
Yeah, but there's still 3 players for OG towards the A-bomb site, and they're threatening to pull a Tizian away as well. Now Keto's been taken out. They're really selling this B play. That's going to leave Xantares with it all to do from an elevated position, with a tight channel no less, where he could get double peaked. Well, they've made their play, OG. They might consider rotating here. Tizian has also been lost now. It's only Xantares. Anita will spot him. Bombs on the way, but it won't be required. OG will just eliminate them one by one. One by one. Take a ticket. Thank you for coming. Please leave. Exits on your left.
That was a 5 for 0 from OG. None of the players have died. And actually at the banana spot was really good flashbang work from OG. They didn't peek off the first or second flashbang. They peeked off that third one, which is the one that caught Sirson in that forward position. So it's a really good read from OG to bait big on the second and third flashbang.
Okay. Montu may be heating up, and that's something you don't want to see if you're big. That was a very quick shot. Okay. Fighting back, though, is Tizian to find NBK. He's able to recover the gun. Issa is right here, though, and he's able to stop him from getting away. Oh, and that Molly will press that player on forward. And there's so much damage being inflicted from a Molly to take down Sirson. And Xantares with the AK towards A. Looks like OG will be avoiding him as they take the matter towards B. Still a lurk, though. Towards bracket, and wow. Okay.
He's looking for that.
Yeah, he was ready.
Yeah. You have to be in that spot. There's a smoking right middle. You got to really focus and look who's on top of that that pallet. I mean, 8-2, looking really good for OG. Couple rounds where when Big One looked also really good, but OG's a step ahead, adjusting, making these micro adjustments. And so far, as you said, it's pretty much the same look from OG for the most part. It's kind of defaulting, trying to find info, which isn't a bad thing on a map like of Inferno. Usually it's a couple key choke points which dictate a lot of the offense on this map, and Banana being one of those. OG's just being diligent on making sure that Big cannot take it for free.
OG looking to swell the A-bomb site now with immense numbers. Different looks. Xantares forced away, alone on short. There's a nice one taken out of the air by Sirson. Some safe vision shooting. Does he realize another one's gone past? Maybe not. He's been taken out and they've lost position. Xantares now in a lot of trouble. He's got help from the pit, though. He's tagging, and Valde's been finished off. The bomb's still in the hands of OG, though, making it towards the site, but may not survive as Xantares executes player after player with some help from Tizian. And that's just a third round on the board for Big on their CT side.
Yeah, in order for Big to win that round, they had to stack that A-bomb site. OG just kind of just ran right into it. So it's almost of a gamble stack because OG pushed back Banana. There's no way Big would have known if they're there or not. But that's what you have to do sometimes. You have to get a little lucky. You got to gamble stack. If nothing's working out for you, you got to be a little random.
Well, I feel like after the first map, we have to be cautious of our expectations. I feel like, Big just suddenly turned everything around on the map 1. So, it could very well be the case that we'll get something like that coming into play as they make their adjustments into this one. But it is promising for those people who want to see a third map. This is like a promising look so far for OG. This is also reminds me of the last Inferno these two teams played. Like, OG able to find a lot of value so far out of some of these hits, and fast into Banana and instantly taking down tabseN. Keto with the AWP. It's so hard to shoot over the flames, and he'll whiff that one, and this seems like an auto win at this point. You instantly delete those Banana players and it's over, especially with that lurk kill from Issa. Why would ssSN ever think that someone's lurking that spot?
It's wild. Valde's hot right now. He is on fire. That's something I haven't seen so far from this tournament, is Valde putting up big numbers. He's kind of it seems like he's playing more of the support role, lurky role of whatnot, but it's just really good to see him top of the scoreboard, getting the entry kills, having multi-kill rounds consistently. Because Valde, on paper, was the strongest person on this team when they first formed. Everyone thought Valde was going to be the MVP, the star, the way he played on North in the past.
Good kill to find from OG. They've disregarded a lot of the layers that have been developing in terms of what both these teams have been throwing at each other, with practically just a straight up B rush. They throw the Kerrigan smoke at the half wall to gain that ground effectively and rather safely, but that was one of the, I'd say, simpler rounds thus far. Just a flat out B rush, more or less. Good utility, of course, coming out from OG to gain that space, but it'll force Big to go for a 3-banana approach at the beginning of this round. So this has shifted the numbers for Big. I think this is, in fact, the first round that they started 3 towards banana, which is a little bit late in the half, but oh man. OG, they found a timing when that player rotated off.
Oh.
Tapson is still there to find one, but can OG clear him out of that angle? Oh, what an excellent shot from MBK there. But Tapson still holds his ground, able to find 2. That might just be good enough given the fact that Surson finds that shot at the top of first oranges. And oh, the upper duel in the back halls. Neither player able to connect. And it'll be down to a 2v3 situation. Montu, we're talking about this earlier in the pregame, what he's able to do from this new box position. Let's see if he's able to hold this post plant.
Yeah, he has to deliver in this kind of a position. Big, waiting for the perfect moment to set up the push. There goes the smoke towards banana. Flashbang over the top. There's the first flick missed. It has to all be connections here now for Mantu. He's got a Molotov. He's going to molly the bomb here before taking additional shots. Oh, there we go. Only the one. And looks like that spread is not going to work out enough, or it does. Oh, there's no time.
No kit.
No kit.
There's no kit, of course.
Oh, you got to get a kit.
Oh, man. They had to make some... They had to make some choices, and those choices did not include a kit as far as their economy is concerned, I suppose, and that sucks. Compromising the kit.
That's Montu making the smart play, though.
Yeah.
Could have just kept going for the fight, realized that he had the Molotov. He wasn't hitting any shots. Does end up getting that one no-scope at the end, but
yeah,
it's nice to see that he's able to recover the situation in terms of at least his mind. His mechanics did not suit him very well. Unfortunately, could have gotten a highlight, but
Sometimes the best move is not to peek in a post-plant situation.
makes the wise play.
Just delay time. They have a timer. The limit. Use it to your advantage.
Oh.
Yeah. And if OG can kind of...
wiry there.
Would you say a little...
Oh, you? Uh-oh. Oof. Kita is able to get out of that situation. Oh, the nades. Oh, down to 2 HP. They're just chasing him with the nades. Very, very, very important that he survives. And he still has a flashbang too, so that's very nice. But yeah, hopefully for Mantu's sake, he can just a strong victory here on OG's behalf, even if he himself wasn't hitting his shots and back in his A game. It's at least hopefully something that should assist him in feeling less pressure going into the third map if OG are able to get it there in a dominant fashion, which is shaping up to be so far. It's Big are disadvantageous in this round, disadvantaged, I should say, in this round. And so it seems likely that OG will get the 11th round on the board. We'll see what...
So Keto being super tagged has changed the format for Big. They've put him in the graveyard to try and keep him alive as much as possible and rotated system towards the B bomb site in his place. But the push is coming towards A, and there'll be a pop flash for Xantares. I was going to say, we'll talk about it later, 20 seconds left as they wait for this push, and he's managed to get the flash off at the very least, but the frags will go almost all the way of Big. That was a really strong play from Big. So again, I was going to say the AWP again. Late on A can sometimes creep up short to find out if they're making the right play or not, but a pop flash was enough that Xantares couldn't stop the flash, but they could stop the players and get another round.
Yeah, it's really smart from Xantares there to actually push deeper, because when he goes to that first push with the info flash that his teammate threw for him on top mids, you know, him swinging, like him seeing nothing and communicating that, you know, he could just go back after that point after he sees nothing, but he decided to push forwards. Anyway, hold that fort because of fast aggression towards Banana will be met with violence on either side, I suppose. And look at the push coming in. Big have been really good at pushing the map when OG go Banana. Doesn't seem to ever help them though, I have to say. It never seems to be enough to have all that information, and OG are so good at finding out of these positions where they are contained. And they seem to realize this as well. Tizian may actually get flanked effectively if Issa turns around, which he might. Oh, actually maybe not in time here.
Sniper!
Oh no, Issa! No! I got you, bro. I got you.
Sucks.
What a teammate.
That's the worst feeling, man. That is the absolutely worst feeling. That's
Yikes.
a more painful feeling. OG with 11, Dan.
Indeed, indeed. 11-4 at the end of the first half of the second map in favor of OG. We'll have to see if they can close it and force it to Mirage after the break.
After the break.
Welcome back, ladies and gents, to the stream. CS Summer 6. It's the penultimate day here. We've got Big versus OG. This is the second map. We're looking at a dominant performance from OG. They're looking to force it to a third and final map here, and they are shaping up quite nicely as Big find trouble getting into the game, but perhaps the second half will be the shift that they need.
Big needs a big shift.
Eric needs a boot in his ass.
Well, we've got a big rotation towards the A bomb site. OG will fill A with 3 players. Big still have 2 with a lot of utility. 2 HE grenades on the pistol round. I am curious to see what they will do with those. Tizian and Tabster, the double T's with the HEs. I've got OG with 2 in library, which will soon be smoked off potentially.
They're going to need big pit.
There's Utility streaming in. 1 HE is gone, and there's the other one. Not sure where they went, though, but what we can see is the headshots being landed by OG. They've got some utility of their own. A bomb's been lost now, and Tizian is alone. A single T versus 3 of OG, who are all on along the bomb. Alongside the bomb. Tizian now trying to get those 1 versus 1s. They're huddling together as best they can. OG being really fiddly, jerky, proddy. They're going to swing. Oh! Burst fire. He's actually turned it around with the ace, no less.
Ace.
That is not expected.
Wow.
That was such a bad situation for them, but he played it very well.
What the? What?
Yeah.
It was. I don't understand how that just happened.
They decide to push on forward. Just don't show him the respect. And he's able to capitalize. That is crazy stuff from Tizian. It's why you can't count anyone out on this big team.
Was that a 2-on-4? Something like that? Something ridiculous?
That's really bad.
Yeah,
That's really bad. OG did not need that to happen. They need nothing to go wrong this map. This needs to be just a clean win.
Yeah, that is an insane result to the pistol. I think, James, you were wondering where those nades were going. It's a pit nade stack. Big pit.
Ah, I didn't get to see them. There's a lot going on.
Yeah, there was. It didn't really have any effect on the round, as we saw actually as well. NBK flirting with these players from the long side will be taken down. Surson is able to find a MAC-10 kill, and it looks like Big will be approaching this A bomb site, which has Montu and Issa both lying in wait. Issa.
Ooh, did he see him?
He might have found. Yeah, I think he found some information there.
It'll
force him to push on forward. Okay. That's a way to start things off on the A defense, but his partner in crime, Montu, can't find anything, but Issa still being a nuisance from this position at the apartments, and oh, this is going from bad to worse for Big. They're now trapped here, but Issa is being flanked by Surson. This may work out for him, but this lurk smoke is so awkward for Surson. But he does find the timing onto Issa. The flanker is now flanked. And that leaves Valde in a 1v2. Not much HP. Would love to just recover a gun. Pass that CZ onto a teammate into the upcoming round. No real hope for him here. Maybe he'll try to find some damage.
Yeah, there's no guns for him to collect here because this is the one that was picked up, obviously, by his teammate. So the others are just very deep. He might be able to find some kills here. That's what he's going to go for. Beautiful. That's actually really, really, really good from Valde. Finding that extra kill is huge. Only one player surviving there for Big is going to be a problem, actually, because from what we've seen of OG, they are actually fairly good at extracting value from around where they have, let's say, 5 USPs and a flashbang. So we'll see what OG can do here, but OG should be playing for 1 kill in this round, and I think 1 kill is going to be successful off of a full save. And indeed, it's going to be a full save and a flashbang, so
Yeah.
we'll see precisely what they're up to with this one.
Yeah, good luck against 4 MAC-10s here. Oh, that's meaty.
That's so rough. That's literally the worst possible thing to be up against.
Nuclear nade.
But how many Mag 10s will they keep though? That's the question. Because their money's not very good. So it's like, they can't really. I don't think they can really afford to just throw all of them away.
They got to keep them.
They're keeping all of them.
And OG know that. Look at all the helmets coming out from the OG side. 4 helmets. Not something you usually see on the first gun round of CT side. NBK even finds the helmet himself. 5 helmets.
5.
Yeah. OG know what kind of buy they're up against, and that might stop Big in their tracks. It's going to be up to the nade work from Big now to try to enable these rushing players. Looks like it's a fast alt mid to mid, trying to take some control towards bracket. Tapson will be allotted this space, but there's NBK with his helmet, not really facing much resistance in that duel. And this is going to be a hard ask for a Big here. Dig's come out, but okay, Xantarez is able to get that AK involved. Now it's a 3-on-3 situation, and Montu missing that first shot as the player's getting onto the bomb site will give Big a huge opening now.
Yikes. These nades should be really good though. Yeah, beautiful nade. And the follow-up with the molly, he can do the same thing with the incendiary, clear space on the side. Obviously the T's are not on the site, maybe they'd have that information already, but they really must convert this round. It was just a bunch of Mag 10s. There's the incendiary, kind of pushes Tizian further towards the corner, but it's all going to be about Xantarez here in this pit position. Oh, Valde finds the shot into Xantarez. It's a very difficult duel to win, but Valde's good for it. But he has to be good for one more, and he's not. Tizian is going to close it down there for Big, and OG, they should not have lost that round. That could be a very bad omen for them.
Yeah, that MAC-10 long range by the graveyard position, so frustrating as a CT in that spot if you don't hit that first.
That was a
burst.
mini video game for NBK.
Yeah, it's going back
Just
and forth.
left and right around the pillar. Yeah.
Mantu had to hit at least one of those shots as well.
Yes.
It's another spot where like Mantu's just not finding that at least minimum kill that he needs in these situations. He had like 2 or 3 shots he got off as well, I think.
Yeah, Montu has been a consistent player, probably one of the constant win conditions for OG in the series that we've seen from them thus far. But a nice flash play late at Banana will enable Valde to find 1. Quick to clean it up, though, is the Big side, leaving just Montu at the top of first oranges. And it doesn't look like Big are too interested in actually contesting this. They'll throw some utility out to feign some presence towards that banana position, but this is all up to NBK in the boiler room position. Deagle Blaze in hand, looking for something, but he won't be able to get anything.
Yeah, I hate to always hate to sort of like highlight a player who's unable to perform as well as maybe is expected, but it's one of those things where Mantu is such a consistently good player for OG, and as the AWPer as well, it does stand out if he let's say is performing in a way which goes below the expectation that he has set, and also the expectation for the positions that he's playing and what he would normally deliver from those spots. So
I think the biggest thing is we see him in the past hit insane shots, like consistent insane shots, and now in this series, it seems like he can't even hit the easy ones, like the easy just lineups.
Yeah, we were talking about it earlier. On Dust 2, it looked like he had some of that kind of fog, like that fog that sometimes when you've had like a really bad night of sleep, and then it takes you maybe 5 hours to like actually stop playing normally, to get through that kind of brain fog, as opposed to waking up and feeling pretty good within about an hour or so. In terms of your mental clarity, that's kind of like what I'm reminded of when I see how he is aiming in certain spots versus how he normally aims.
He needs his tea and biscuits.
we've all experienced the brain fog. It's not pleasant.
And his beans for breakfast. That's what you guys have, right?
Oh, the barrel spotted. That's huge info there for Sis, and he can't connect the shot, but he can certainly warn his team about it. And Mantu's just staying out there. He's got to be really careful. MBK does actually protect him from Searson, which is huge, given that Searson was on the AWP. So I don't know how MBK found that kill, but that's a really big one. Uh-oh. Oh, again, the protection for MBK this time, but from Issa.
Yeah, good
And
procedures.
then there were
in place.
3 big 2 rounds behind OG at present, which is getting scary for OG, bearing in mind they're a map behind at present. Playing passive on B now, as well as A. We can see them library, pit, and in front of the graveyard. So it's waiting for Big to make their play, and maybe they're making the right one. 3v2 situation on the B bomb site if they commit to this, which I imagine they will. All the utility going, and Alexi be elevated, but he'll get taken down a notch. That leaves Valde alone, and there's not going to be a flash for him for a while, but he's overperformed now, leaving Xantares alone in a 1 versus 3.
It's a really difficult spot that Xantares finds himself in. He's got to play this absolutely perfectly. He has to try to find a spot to be aggressive to at least make a 1v2. Then he can more likely isolate the 1v1s in the 1v2. There's the first duel, and he's MBK. He's actually just completely outplays Xantares there. Beautiful peeking. Forces out a couple bullets from Xantares. Swings back into cover. Xantares is then inaccurate, and then MBK finishes the swing with a reswing to take full advantage. Really well done. And that's 12 rounds for OG now. Big R3 away, but at least OG start to stabilize once again.
Yeah, OG definitely took a hit after that pistol. Really set them back like 4 or 5 rounds in general. They pick up their first gun round in a while. Or actually the first gun round, I think.
We haven't seen, I feel like, much from Valde, but he's 23 for 13. He's by far the most standout player on the server in terms of the stats. And here he goes. He is leading the charge. Leading with the confidence that he's playing with right now. That's beautiful. What a flashbang there to assist Valde getting that kill. Alexi B enabling Valde to the fullest of extent as Quito's left alive on Banana by himself without anything to work with, falling back, trying to recover the bomb. And it's looking very good here for OG. We don't often see the high progressions from them, but this time it really, truly works out well.
This really caught Big off guard. They were not ready for that second flash down mid. Okay, Tizian, though, still has an opportunity here. 1v3 situation, does not have control of the bomb. That is at T steps right now. So he'll make his way back through the apartments, and with this minute, we'll really have to check so many different angles. OG were so aggressive at the beginning of this round. It feels like to him, they could be anywhere. Little does he know that they have fallen back mostly to the bomb sites at this point. 2 players at Banana have extended on forward to try to control that space and perhaps catch him off guard. He does hear a Molotov at the bottom of mid, knows that they likely came from the Banana position, and he'll face off against his first opponent. Great off angle there from Alexi B on top of the logs. Will close things out, but that was just such a nice little curveball play coming out from OG. Like you said, Dan, we really don't see them go for those hyper-aggressive plays and moves too often. But you can see that even when they do, they have the nade protocols in place in order to protect that player making such an advance.
Yeah, and it's so cool because Alexi B's flash went so deep. It was specifically designed to pop flash any players on T ramp. And so it ignores anyone who's playing on Banana in that sense. And that's precisely the way it needs to be. So great stuff, as you say, from them. 13-9 now as OG are looking to erase the remaining money from the big bank account as they spent all of the cash to try to find a victory in this round. So this is a huge round because OG should be able to convert to 15 if they win this one. Top mid's been taken. Not much action on Banana for Big, but they do have control of it. And OG are playing very passive in this round. That makes me quite afraid for them, actually. We'll see if they can do it.
See Alexi B moving to Speedway to spot long, as indeed they're playing a crossfire on the site, and that Molotov will be quite telling. It looks like they're going to kind of go for a retake of top mid, which would be very bizarre. Look at the multi-man swing. This is a completely ridiculous NBK and Man 2 with a retake They kind of gave up and just took them completely off guard. Searson
Wow.
caught with a grenade in his hand. When do you see a play like that from the CTs?
The delay retake mid is so good because as Dan's kind of mentioned, they're playing passive, a little worried. And if they stayed playing passive, they allow Big to get in position and set up. And this prevents them from getting set up. What a great mid flash and take from OG.
That's so awesome. Yeah, we talked about that before. It's one of those things where the T side is like, oh wow, we're going to get all this space, cool. We can start setting up. We're going to attack the bomb site. We're in the mind of the set piece, and then boom, out of nowhere. And let's think about it too. What happens if OG go and for that play on top mid and there's nobody there? Well, they're still coming out ahead because they have the information, and the T play still is yet to hit a site. So. It's pretty foolproof in that sense.
Yeah. Adding on to the foolproofness of the play, they throw a Molotov deep at porch to start things off so that those players that are aggressing at the porch position, they can't be swung on. No one's going to just find them as they're setting up for that play. And then just, like you mentioned, perfect pop flash gets them into that bracket, swinging out with full confidence, taking down all of Big. Such a nice play from OG. They have a couple of those nice playbacks. But we'll see if there's any opportunity for such... Oh, okay.
Oh
well,
my God.
actually, Keto snuck himself into CT here. OG seems ready for this, though. They know. That is an excellent read from them. Wow, Alexi B and Valde, they just give up that entire B bomb site to stop that CT approach. It just leaves Tizian, but there's nothing for him to do at that point. OG know exactly where he is. Just, they're moving across the map in a way that is giving probably their fans and themselves a lot of hope as they hope to find themselves on a map 3.
It's a great comms there, I think, from OG. Because as you
Yes.
say, like the B rotation players were absolutely ready, and the players on the A side weren't getting attacked at the same time. So it's like they have their own stuff they're dealing with, but they still conveyed the information to their team. I didn't expect OG to look so good here, actually, against Big.
Yeah, by the way they're looking on Dust 2, you thought Big might just squeeze in a quick 2-0. But OG showing some signs of life, never to count them out. All their series have been scrappy for the most part. They stick to you like glue.
Keto looking for a headshot, gets denied. OG in such a good spot here. Way better firepower, utility, and of course they have all of this success behind them as well, so they're feeling good. Their communication and team play is absolutely on point from what we have seen. They look like they've been in control the entire time. Even in rounds where they go passive and even commit to being passive, it still feels like they're doing it with a lot of control. And Big are the ones that look sort of out of sorts to a degree as they try to find a way to solve this. But of course it's come down to this. 9-15, OG on that point. We'll see if they can take it in this round as they defend very effectively there. MBK, he's been brilliant so far, and he's looking to finish it off. Final peak comes in. Searson, though, he's not done. He's not down or out just yet. Still with the AWP in his hands. No teammates left to play off of. Just himself and the AWP. And maybe that's all he needs, because the clock comes out to finish off one more. Now 1 versus 2 here as Searson looks to go for the clutch here. It's going to have to be the ace clutch as he looks for the next play. He hears the sound cues. He knows where one of the 2 players is, but Valde, the unknown player, comes from behind him from the shadows to claim the map. OG 16-9. That will bring us to a third and final map between these 2 teams, and that map is going to be Mirage.
I mean, what a turnaround. If OG didn't kind of mess up on their pistol, it could have been a 16-4, 16-5 kind of win for OG. So almost a complete reversal from what we saw in Dust 2.
Yeah, this is shaping up exactly how it did the last time these 2 teams faced off. It went to 3 maps. OG were able to win it there.
Uh-oh.
All right, so there's more to discuss as we go into that third and final map. Can't wait. We'll see you guys after a short break.